In a moment that left armies around the world gasping in surprise, Taehyung, known to fans as V of BTS, recently revealed something unexpected about Jungkook's life inside the military camp. Was it something heartwarming, hilarious, or downright shocking? As fans eagerly devour every little detail about BTS members' experiences in the military, Taehyung's words have sent the fandom into a frenzy. The Bangtan boys may be temporarily away from the spotlight due to their military enlistment, but that doesn't mean they have disappeared from fans' hearts. Every tiny update about their well-being, struggles, and experiences is met with immense excitement and curiosity. While fans have been expecting the usual updates about training, camaraderie, and discipline, Taehyung's recent revelation about Jungkook was something no one saw coming. As one of the last BTS members to enlist, Jungkook entered military service in December 2023, joining Jimin and Taehyung. Fans knew he would excel physically. After all, his love for exercise and his golden athletic abilities were already well known. However, it turns out that what Jungkook did at the camp wasn't just about push-ups, drills, or even late-night ramen cravings. During a recent conversation with fans, Taehyung casually let slip a story about Jungkook's time in training, and what he said left people laughing, emotional, and in complete awe of the youngest BTS member. Taehyung began by sharing that, at first, he was worried about how Jungkook would adapt to the military. Despite being the golden magne of BTS, military service is an entirely different world, one that requires strict discipline, adherence to rules, and long hours of training that leave no room for luxury or comfort. But what surprised him the most was how Jungkook not only adapted quickly but also became the center of attention in an unexpected way. Jungkook has a way of making people love him instantly, Taehyung said with a laugh. He's like a magnet. Even in the military where everything is serious, he somehow managed to make everyone laugh. He went on to describe a moment that caught even the strictest officers off guard. One day, after a grueling training session, while most of the recruits were exhausted and ready to collapse, Jungkook did something unthinkable. He started singing. Not just any song, but a full-fledged performance, complete with dance moves, right in the middle of the camp. Instead of facing punishment for his impromptu concert, Jungkook's performance had an unexpected effect. The officers, who had initially been strict and emotionless, couldn't help but crack a smile. Soon enough, the entire group was laughing, clapping, and even singing along. Taehyung admitted that he had expected Jungkook to be focused and serious, but he hadn't expected him to use his charisma and stage presence even in such a strict environment. I thought he would be quiet and just follow orders, but no. He turned the military camp into his own little stage, Taehyung said, shaking his head in amusement. His words sent fans into a frenzy. Could they imagine Jungkook, the global pop star, giving an impromptu concert in a military setting, dressed in his uniform, performing in front of officers and fellow recruits? The mental image alone was enough to make armies burst into laughter and pride. But it wasn't just his singing that made Jungkook stand out. According to Taehyung, Jungkook also quickly became a source of support and inspiration for his fellow soldiers. Whenever someone was struggling, he would offer words of encouragement. Whenever morale was low, he would do something. Whether it was a joke, a small dance move, or an unexpected comment that lifted everyone's spirits. Jungkook is like that, Taehyung reflected. Even when things are hard, he finds a way to make people feel better. He doesn't even realize he's doing it. He just naturally makes the atmosphere lighter. While Jungkook is known for his humor and energy, there were also emotional moments that made even the strongest soldiers tear up. Taehyung revealed that one of the most touching moments happened on a particularly difficult day when Jungkook comforted a fellow soldier who was feeling homesick. He just sat next to him and started talking, Taehyung said. He didn't try to force him to stop crying or tell him to be strong. He just listened. And then when the guy finally calmed down, Jungkook told him, "It's okay. We'll get through this together." That simple sentence, spoken with sincerity, had a huge impact. The soldier later admitted that Jungkook's words helped him push through some of the hardest days of training. While Jungkook has always been the youngest member of BTS, in the military, things were different. He was no longer just the playful magne, he was also someone who others looked up to. People started following him naturally, Taehyung explained. It wasn't just because he's a celebrity. It was because of the way he treated people. Jungkook's natural leadership shined through. Whether it was helping someone perfect their drill movements, offering quiet support during tough times, or even just making people laugh when they needed it most. As soon as Taehyung's story was shared, social media exploded with reactions from fans. Some were laughing at the thought of Jungkook turning a military camp into his own stage, while others were deeply moved by his kindness and leadership. One fan wrote, "Of course Jungkook would be the mood maker in the military. He's born to spread happiness." Another said, "I knew Jungkook would do well, but hearing how he's helping others makes me even prouder." With months still left in their military service, fans are eagerly waiting for more updates about BTS's time in the army. If Jungkook has already managed to leave such a strong impression, what else is he going to do before he completes his service? One thing is for sure, whether he's on a concert stage or in a military camp, Jungkook's presence is unforgettable. His kindness, humor, and natural charisma continue to shine through, proving that even in the toughest situations, he remains the same golden-hearted Jungkook that armies have loved for years. And as for what other surprises await, well, if there's one thing we've learned from BTS, it's that the best moments are always yet to come. While fans have always known Jungkook as a global sensation, his military service is proving that his influence extends far beyond the stage. With each passing day, he is making a name for himself in a completely different world, one where his talent, charm, and sincerity are winning over people who may not have been armies before. According to Taehyung, it wasn't just his fellow soldiers who were captivated by Jungkook's presence. Even senior officers and training instructors started noticing something special about him. They would observe him from a distance at first, Taehyung shared. But then after a while, they started talking to him more, asking him about his music, and even joking around with him. The thought of strict military officers being swayed by Jungkook's natural charm is both hilarious and heartwarming. It seems that no matter where he goes, he has an almost magical ability to make people feel at ease. While many expected Jungkook to excel in physical activities, what they didn't anticipate was how quickly he would pick up military skills. From shooting drills to obstacle courses, he proved to be a natural, impressing even the most experienced officers. "There was this one time when we were at the shooting range," Taehyung recalled. "Most people take a while to get used to the rifle, but Jungkook? He hit the target perfectly on his first try." The revelation sent fans into a frenzy, with some joking that Jungkook might secretly be an action star in the making. Memes started circulating online, comparing him to movie characters like John Wick and Jason Bourne. Others were simply in awe of how he manages to be good at almost everything he tries. But Jungkook's response to all the praise was classic Jungkook, humble and lighthearted. According to Taehyung, he simply laughed and said, "I just got lucky." In the midst of all the fun and camaraderie, there was a moment that truly touched everyone's hearts. Taehyung shared that Jungkook, despite being known for his playful and carefree personality, took time to write a letter to his fellow trainees, something that no one expected. The letter, which was read aloud during a gathering, was filled with words of encouragement, gratitude, and brotherhood. Jungkook spoke about how grateful he was for the friendships he had formed, how much he admired the strength of his fellow soldiers, and how he believed that they would all come out of this experience as better versions of themselves.